Good morning, Geoff.
Good morning.
Happy
How you doing,
graduation
Bart,
day.
How are you?
Thank you. Yeah, we had honors convocation last night and graduation. You guys are always involved.
Yeah,
we
thank you.
sure appreciate everything you do for us.
Yeah, thanks. We love our partnership.
It just makes it top notch.
Yeah.
I mean, Northwest, JTV.
It's like our colors are the same.
Match made in heaven.
That's right.
That's
right. Look at it. We share the same branding.
Fantastic.
Love it.
Is the graduation indoors or outdoors?
It is indoors.
Indoors.
It's so funny because we all want to have it outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very much so. Especially with the turf, and even if it's decent weather, even if it rains a few days before, the turf can take it.
Yeah.
However, this weather is crazy. At least in my long career, I have never seen it quite this awful this late. I looked at the real field before we called it yesterday to go indoor. The real field at graduation time was supposed to be like 43 degrees.
Oh, it's unacceptable.
And can you imagine?
No,
Well,
I
for the-
can't.
However, I will say, have you ever seen the outfits that the Chick-fil-A workers use outside?
Oh yeah.
So
That would be good. Those little.
So if we handed those out,
How much would that cost?
so for those who don't know, it's kind of like a headdress, and it's like a umbrella
It's
deal
like a
that goes
beekeeper suit with a shower curtain.
If I remember right, it's got like a clear plastic
you'd see
thing,
right through
so you can do your paperwork and keep everything
Yeah, you
dry.
can do everything fine. You see some folks sitting in the personal tents like that at the soccer games once in a while.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's very similar.
How many graduates do you have?
I believe it's 204. I believe.
I'm sure for about 10 grand you can get all those.
Right.
Yeah. How many graduates?
I think 204.
That's awesome.
I believe.
Wow.
By
It's
the
either
way,
2 or 3 or 204. Now,
Andy mentioned you're the longest tenured serving superintendent in Jackson County. It turns out you're not.
well, I'm quickly moving up the ranks. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
We got Mike Smida. Does he have more years at Western than
I
you?
don't know that Mike
Yes.
does he?
He does.
Yeah. And Jim Graham, but he's retiring.
Right.
That's why. Yeah.
Kevin Oxley.
Kevin Oxley.
Kevin, of course.
Yeah.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, technically I'd be third.
Still
now.
5 times longer than the average lifespan of any
For
superintendent. So.
For sure. Then after after the three of us, there's quite a span.
drop. There's quite a drop.
Quite a span.
School of choice enrollment is going on now, and that goes all the way through August 20th, which I didn't realize.
Well, different schools handle it differently, but rather than to, I feel like sometimes it really mixes up the community when you have it for a couple weeks, then close it, then open it, and the reality is people can still enroll outside of school of choice, but it creates a little bit more work because it's called a district release. So we have just went under the guises, why not, when you open it, leave it open until mid-August, and then we'll be done with it. We have some great opportunities, and our programming is second to none, to be quite honest with you.
Plus
I might be a little partial, but
You have a right to be.
And that includes kindergarten. Kindergarten enrollment.
Kindergarten, yes.
it's true.
Yeah.
And we have another kindergarten roundup for those that want to just go to nwschools.org and register your youngster for kindergarten roundup. It's good to take your youngster to kindergarten roundup from the standpoint that they go through a battery of testing, social, emotional, academic, so on. So as a parent, it's kind of good, to know where your child is at.
Absolutely. May is Teacher Appreciation Month, and you brought along a little video. Let's take a quick look.
I appreciate Mr. Snell because he's always compassionate about what he does. Every time I come in the morning, he always has a smile on his face and he always says good morning to me. And he's just simply the best choir director in the state. And he's always just such a good director. He always makes sense on like what he's teaching, and he's always really relatable. He's always someone that you can talk to no matter like what it is, and you always can like talk to him, and then he'll always listen to you, and you always know that he like cares.
I appreciate Mrs. Tanner because she has shown me how I can be the best me I can, whether I'm in high school, college, the workforce, whatever. And she's shown me how I can pursue my dreams without letting people, attack me with their opinions or their disbeliefs that I couldn't do it, and has shown me just who I can be and has helped me pursue what I am now pursuing.
Plus, you had some top teachers in the
Yes.
top teacher thing. We
Yes.
had one of them on our show the other day, Kristen Teal, plus Dee Dee Rush and Remy Bivens.
Yeah, they very proud of our teachers. They those great examples, those three, and Mr. Snell, Ms. Tanner, just top notch. Now, ironically, when that young man was talking about Mr. Snell being the best choir director, our choir actually was nominated as the best choir in the state of Michigan.
Your vocal
and with
dimension.
Vocal dimensions, yeah.
Yeah.
So kudos to Mr. Snell and all the kids. They just do a great job.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's cool.
all of us, most people have heard them one way or another because they're all over Jackson County, and you would never guess that it is a high school choir.
We attended the Jeans and Classics
Yes.
concert that they were featured in, along with the Jackson Symphony Orchestra, the music of Elton John and Billy Joel. They were awesome. Those kids were awesome. They could have been touring with that orchestra, and they could have been sold out all over the country. Amazing.
Who's the keynote tonight? What staff member is doing the keynote speak?
We have the lineup of all the valedictorians.
Okay.
So to be quite honest with you, I was so
Yeah,
focused on
sure.
that that's a mystery to me right this second.
Sure.
So,
Yeah, no, that's fair.
But the valedictorians all have a set amount of time
That's great,
to
yeah.
speak. So,
Cool.
but yeah, Mr. Buechler lines
got
up
it. He's
Do you
got
play-
it.
the keynote.
Do you play them off
And-
if they go over?
Well, the thing is it's to keep the graduation
Gotta
within a decent time frame. Because of the number of valedictorians we have, it really does limit the keynote speaker to a very boxed
Yeah.
time.
Don't go over.
Correct.
Your nephew, Jonah, he graduated from Oxford High School, and they had like 600 graduates.
Yeah, they have to go to like a
It took-
off-site place.
Wow.
It was
Yeah.
at Pine Knob,
Yeah, it was at Pine Knob.
Wow.
Is that crazy?
That's
but it was like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you imagine?
Yeah, you don't realize these big Division I schools, a lot of times they cannot have their graduations on campus. If it's going to have to be
Right.
indoors, they have to go to a local college, which is
well,
crazy.
I can imagine. Even we're kind of a smaller, big school, for lack
Sure,
of better terms.
yeah.
And when we were building with that first bond, that cafetorium, that was the big thing for. I said,
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense for us to build an auditorium that is a typical auditorium that can hold 400 or 500 people because you can't even get your student body in it.
Right.
So that space, when it's set up for an auditorium, holds a little over 1,000
Wow.
kids. But I can't imagine when you have,
Parents.
2,400 in a high school, there's no way.
Yeah.
I mean, you would have to go to a huge venue such as
Pine
what,
Knob.
Pine Knob,
Pine Knob.
yes.
Well, congratulations to all the class of 2025 at Northwest High School, and thanks for coming in today.
And one more side note, they earned over $2 million in total scholarship money.
Wow.
That's
big time.
That's something else.
Congrats.
And I made the note that makes parents really happy.
Yeah, I bet so.
Yeah.
We are
Northwest, go Mounties!
Geoff Bontrager on the morning show, which continues after this.